Welcome back to New Day Cleveland, and welcome to the kitchen. Rivki Gantz, she's here to share her recipe for latkes. Latkes at my house, you can never make enough of these things, can you?
No.
I mean, if you make 10 for 2 people, you need 20.
That's right.
So they're always wonderful. What makes them so great, and how do you make them?
Okay, so I already shredded 3 potatoes in here.
So it's a potato pancake.
It's a potato pancake. Now you can, for those who are gluten-free, they can leave out the flour, but the flour does help a little. So in here I have 1/3 of a cup of flour with a teaspoon of salt already mixed. And I'm going to put the potatoes into the food processor. Now some of the old timers are going to say food processor.
Yeah,
Come
right.
on, you got to do it the real way with a hand grater. But hey, God gave us a food processor. We might as well make use of it, right? So
It's a great
we're going
idea.
to process these.
It's a little faster, isn't it?
Yeah, just a little.
It really cuts down on the protein content too, because you don't get any of your knuckles in the grater anymore, right?
Exactly. Now, this is a very large onion. You don't really need this large, so I'm going to just use half of it.
Trying to make me cry?
I think I pre-treated, so we should avoid that.
Okay, good.
And we'll do all that together. Makes the process much shorter.
If that got any higher, we'd have had to get a stool for you.
Yeah, I said that. And then I'm actually going to put it through the colander just to get out the excess water.
Yeah, they don't fry very nice when there's too much water. They pop and spit at you, don't they?
Because really the goal, the reason why we're eating the latkes is for the oil, not the water. So I'm going to pour this out just a bit.
Don't mind if I jump back?
Go ahead, do whatever you need to stay safe.
I love it.
And that's enough. So it's about 5 potatoes with 1/3 of a cup of flour, a teaspoon of salt.
Now, sometimes I even take a paper towel and push down on them, push even more moisture out of them, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to do that just like that. And because I'm trying to keep these kosher, so we are not, one of the kosher laws is that we don't eat any blood. So I'm going to check the eggs for a blood spot. Lift it up, so we use a clear.
So is this a traditional item that we'd have for the Hanukkah holidays?
The latkes, absolutely, because they're fried in oil. So the holiday of Hanukkah actually commemorates the miracle of oil. Back in the days when the Syrian Greeks ruled the land of Israel, they forbid the Jews from observing different mitzvahs, different laws that the Jews are obligated to keep. And it led to a war, a full-on war between the Jews and the Syrian Greeks. Now, the Syrian Greeks were the strongest, mightiest army at the time, but miraculously, the Jews won the war.
This is a fight over oil?
No, we're getting there, just a minute. And very soon after that, they reclaimed the temple that had been, taken over by the Syrian Greeks.
Overrun by the Greeks.
Correct. Now, one of the daily services that they used to do was light a 7-branched menorah. Now, nowadays we do 8. Well, and that's a little bit different than how it was in the temple, but they needed oil, undefiled oil. But one of the things that the Greeks did was defile the oil.
How dare they do that?
So I'm going to set this in here, and actually a tip for not letting the oil get all black is you stick a carrot in there.
Whole is a good idea. I like that idea.
Yes, you'll see it does help if you're doing a large quantity. So yeah, back to the temple.
Back to the story.
Back to the story. Yeah, let's add a little bit of oil in here.
How long do you cook these?
So, depending on how great your stove works, you're going to wait till you see it browning on the other side to check it. And I'm dripping some.
Oh, that's okay.
We'll clean up after.
You should see when I cook in here. It's a mess.
So when they came back to the temple, all the jugs of oil were defiled, which made them unfit for use. And so, miraculously, they searched and searched and found 1 jug of oil that should have been enough to last and burn only for 1 day. and it would have taken a while to make more pure oil. But that jug lasted for 8 days.
It's a miracle.
Miracle of Hanukkah.
Okay, there's a miracle of Hanukkah.
So to commemorate that, we eat food, we light the menorah for 8 days. And actually it's full right now, but we're gonna start the first night of Hanukkah this coming Saturday night. And we'll start with 1 candle, and as the days go on, we'll light 1 more candle each night till we get to the 8th night when the menorah will be full.
Okay, and now we have the menorah lighting taking place at Eaton Chagrin Boulevard, and that's Tuesday, December 27th, this Tuesday, from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
It's actually at 6.
At
we
6?
start with the lighting outside.
You've taken me to school today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're teaching me a lot of good stuff.
So we'll start at 6 with the lighting right outside Barnes & Noble, right outside Tiffany's.
Okay.
And then we come inside for a really nice indoor celebration.
And if you want the end of this story, you might arrive Tuesday a little early
Yes.
and get the entire story, right?
Yeah.